Today I'm going to have a look at this Arrows RC Bearcat 1.1 meter wingspan RC airplane. It's a really striking looking warbird. I think it's with this dark blue color and the kind of red-orange stripe. It's just a really nice looking one. So let's go out and fly this one. Here I have the Bearcat from Arrows RC, ready to get up in the air. So let's just check the switches and let's get it rolling.
Gear up.
So it does take off quite easy and gears are up. So I'm going to make just a turn and then go into some aerobatics to check this one out. I'm running this on a 3-cell 3200 battery. And I set my rate to 100% and with a 30% expo on all control surfaces, which is my usual default setting for all my RC airplanes.
Time remaining 5 minutes.
Nice barrel roll. Remember a straight roll also. Quite tight loop. So it's agile, this Arrows RC Bearcat. I also think orientation is really nice, especially against a blue sky with a few light clouds like this. I think it's quite easy to actually tell orientation. And there's no bad sound from the prop, just this kind of whining noise from the engine. So it's really similar to all the other Arrows RC warbirds. So I think I'm actually chasing mosquitoes, but it's so fun to just play around in the sky and just explore a new RC airplane.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
It is really agile, so when you're gentle on the sticks, it does fly really nice and scale-wise.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
It does fly slow even without flaps. It's really dark, but I think what matters is actually to tell orientation, and this is really easy to see where it is and where it's heading. Let's deploy flaps then.
Landing flaps.
There's no ballooning, which is really nice. It does slow down
Time remaining
in a good
1
way.
minute.
1 minute left on the timer, so it's time to get this lovely warbird down.
Gear down.
The gears are also down. The gears have been working great on this one. So there's a bit of wind. I'm facing the wind and just going to drop the nose, so press it down a bit, and make a nice flare at the end. Oh, it's a bit bumpy, but I ended up on the wheels at least.
Flaps out.
So I mean, this is just a fantastic, fun and great looking warbird from Arrows RC. I really dig this Bearcat. I really like to fly this Arrows RC Bearcat. I think it's just a fantastic RC airplane. I think the size is right, about 1.1 meter wingspan. I think the design is just super fantastic. I really like this bubble top. It's a kind of a mixture of a Corsair and T-28, which are some of my other favorite RC airplanes. And I also think that this one does actually fly better than the Arrows RC Mustang P51 and also the Arrows RC P47. So I mean, everything from quite easy to take off even on grass. It flies fantastic. I found out that it's really agile, so if you want to tone it down to fly more scale or more behaved, I actually think that it's a good thing to have a dual rate set on your TX, so you can have like 70% throw on all the surfaces, because then it's just a nice and easy flying warbird. But then again, if you fly it on 100%, you actually have the agility and you can do so many snappy things. So I think it's a good thing that you have both options really if you set up dual rates. This thing goes together really easy because it does feature flaps and retract landing gears. So everything is already mounted, and all the linkage and everything. So there are actually just 4 screws underneath to hold the main wing, and then there are 2 screws to hold the rear section, the rear stabilizer. And of course you have to attach the linkage and mount the prop in front. But other than that, it's just fully assembled, which is really great, and you can actually pack it down in the box, and the box is also quite nice. And if you just have a quick look inside, you can see first of all you have this bubble top in the pilot, which is really nice. It's a really spacious inside, so I actually have in Spektrum AR637T mounted in the center, and the battery goes in front, so there's a really big space to put the battery. But I found out that this is actually, a specification calls for a 3S 2200 battery, but in order to get the CG according to the manual, I put in a 3S 3200 battery. And with the 3200 battery, it's all balanced. So I'm not really sure if it's a good idea to actually fly on the 2200 milliamp battery, because then, according to the manual, it will be a little bit tail heavy. So I would actually recommend to go for the 3200. And then I can set the flight time for at least 7 minutes. So it's a really nice flight time. I also actually solder in the voltage cable that comes with the AR637T to the battery cable, so I have a full readout of the battery voltage, which is a really nice feature. I also just put in a few carbon fiber rods inside just to reinforce the frame, because I know if something happens, it's so easily to just break the fuse straight off, or a part of the nose, so that's just a precaution. I mean, but overall, I think this is just a fantastic flying RC airplane. And if I would compare this one to the Arrows RC Mustang P51, I think this one actually flies a little bit better. It's easier to take off and it's easier to land this one, because I think the Mustang T51D has a tendency to tip stall on landings, but this one doesn't. So landings are better. I think the agility of these two RC airplanes is the same. But I mean, I really dig the design, which is then again a mixture of a T28 and a Corsair in some way. I mean, it's just a super fantastic RC airplane. It doesn't weigh much. It's a quite nimble size, 1.1 meter, and does feature this nice four-bellied prop in the flaps and retracts. So I would highly recommend this because it's just such a great and nice flying RC airplane.